Oh god, I wanted to be doing anything. Anything at all, but all I really managed to do was to play Enter the Gungeon all day. I'm hooked. I love the game. It's amazing. Very skill-based, even though it seems bullshit at times. I just gotta keep playing. I want to beat it at one point. It's like when I played Dark Souls for the first time. I couldn't stop playing until I beat it. And that took forever. And then the same thing with Minesweeper, and now Gungeon apparently. Is that good? Is that bad? Should I be spending my time more wisely? It seems like a cool thing though, just to be hooked on a game. It's a really nice feeling. Yes, you should try it. But I guess no one gets addicted like me to games. Well, at least I finally took the time to write this whole list of complaints that I think that they should address in Enter the Gungeon. It all must be fixed. Alright, so first of all, the dodge roll is bullshit, because it makes you invulnerable while you're off the ground. And once you land, then you're stuck in a rolling animation where you're vulnerable. That makes sense, I guess, but why? How is it not possible to just jump in place? That would have the same effect, then you wouldn't have to do a roll after. You wouldn't even have to do a roll at all. It's clearly the time where you're in the air, and that's where you're invulnerable, so why can't you just jump? And you could still do the dodge roll simply by jumping and then going into a direction, and would do the dodge roll as it does now, but if you press just jump, it would jump in place. Why is this specific maneuver where you roll through the air like that? That's where you become invulnerable, even if you go directly through the bullets. Really don't know why they didn't just make an all-purpose jump button for this. And that leads right into the next complaint, which is that tables are fucking bullshit. They're the worst feature in any video game ever. Oh my god. Fucking tables, man. So we established that the dodge feature is in fact a jump. You can tell that you're a very high distance off the ground at the height of your jump. And the tables, they're not very high. But yet, the tables are an insurmountable obstacle to you. Why? It would be so cool to jump on the table and shoot everyone. Nope, we don't think like that here. No, you have to get stuck in the table, that's how we do it. The jump goes clearly high enough to stand on the table. To jump over the table even. I mean, a good way of doing it would be so you can just walk onto the table by walking. But if that's too generous, they could at least have made it so you can dodge roll over the table. Oh my god, why? Why are the tables such an unstoppable force? You can walk through rocks and they crumble beneath your feet, but tables, that's where we draw the lines. Oh my god, it's like the trees in GTA all over again. And knocking the tables over so you can block shots. I mean, it's an interesting feature, but it's never useful. Never. Especially because tables are such a big liability. Because you can't walk around them very easily without getting blocked by them at all times. And then the enemy use them to block your shots as well by knocking them over, which is just amazingly annoying. And even if you do use the table to hide behind, they'll break after just a few shots, so in 99% of the time, tables are completely useless to you. And if they're an obstacle, if they really are an obstacle, is that... Why can you knock them over? I think tables are completely fucked in this game. If you could just jump over them, it'd be so much better. Jump over them, flip them over, and then hide behind them. Now that would be useful. Slowly walking around them, flipping them over to hide behind them? No, not useful. And if you had an all-purpose jump button, then you could jump up behind the table and shoot over it. Oh my god, imagine the possibilities that we're missing out on because of this limited design. Many mechanics in this game are really weird. Another feature that really bothers me is the fact that you enter a room and then it's full of enemies, and you kill half the enemies, and then it spawns more enemies. For me, that is entirely pointless. Why couldn't you have just made twice as many rooms that contain the enemies as they are without having to spawn them? Why do they have to spawn halfway through? You could have just made twice as many rooms. You didn't need to to cram bullshit into these rooms, man. I hate nothing more than being unable to leave a room that I've fully explored and killed a lot of enemies in. In fact, all enemies that I've seen, only to find out that they spawned more enemies in a place I didn't even realize could have had enemies. Ugh. Or maybe you could have made... I guess we don't really want any super large rooms. But god damn, I fucking hate how they constantly spawn in new enemies. It's just completely stupid. I know it's probably going to be hard to maintain this level of difficulty without having enemies spawn in, but maybe enemies should be inactive and then they become active and you can already see them before, but if you shoot them they become active then. Maybe there should just be sleeping enemies that wake up after you've killed their friends or if you shoot them. That would be better than having them spawn in. Fucking spawning enemies? No. I know they did that in Afterbirth Plus and nobody liked it there, but goddamn, look at Enter the Gungeon, man. That's enemies spawning 24/7. So annoying. If the enemies would at least come in through the doors instead of spawning in the middle of the room, that would be slightly better. If they're going to keep this ridiculous system that they have, they could at least have the decency of marking the spots where the enemies will spawn so that you know that more enemies are going to spawn. By having crosshairs there. They already have crosshairs just before they spawn. Why don't they just have those be there before when you enter the room so that you know it's gonna have enemies there? That would be one way to fix it. A very lazy way to fix it, but nevertheless, at least it'd be a lot less annoying that way. Another thing is really tanky boss fights. I know Isaac probably has tanky boss fights too, but to me those feel more relaxing because you don't actually have to dodge 24/7 bullet hell. But maybe I'm just used to Isaac, and maybe I'll get used to Enter the Gungeon and then I'll love it the way it is, but I really feel that these enemies are fucking ridiculous. Fuck the gull, man. Fuck the Gatling gull. Especially in that room where you don't have any cover and just tables. Or not even tables. Terrible. You could almost think I don't like the game, but I really like playing it. I wonder how that works, even though it's so bullshit. Alright, so aiming a gun is retarded, because logically, the way you would aim a gun would be to rotate your entire body towards the aim, and then the gun would basically be from close to your center, so the bullets are pretty much coming out of your hand, I guess, almost. Or that's how it should be, but that's not how it is, because you're a stupid two-dimensional sprite that can't rotate, and that means that... Well, that doesn't mean anything, but it's implemented in a shitty way so when you're looking upwards, it looks fine and it works fine, but if you're looking downwards, your aim's gonna be off. Check this out. The gun is on the side of you. Why? It's not even on the same side. Sometimes you shoot it with your left hand. What the fuck? No one's gonna shoot a gun with their left hand if they have the right hand free. So the gun always aims at the crosshair, but the gun isn't always in the center of your character. So if you aim at an enemy by putting the crosshair behind the enemy, it doesn't come out of the center of your character, and then sometimes you miss because it doesn't work the way you think it should. I think it's just such a stupid way of handling that. It doesn't even look good the way you hold the gun. It's not for style. I don't get it. And even if they have it this way, couldn't they have just made it so that you controlled the rotation of the gun instead of making it so it aims directly at the crosshair so that you could... There should be an option for that. There should be an option so that it aims from the center of your character and then the bullet is just off to that side a little bit. That would be better than it being off depending on how far away the crosshair is from your character. Oh, look at that. If you have a two-handed weapon, it works fine. Oh boy. Screw pistols, am I right? So anyways, the game has a lot of different items. Just massive amounts of items. You can play 20 games and not find the same item twice. It's amazing. Because there's guns, passive items and active items. So there's a lot of variety and a lot of possibility for synergies. Unless you get shitty items that only activate when you flip tables or when you get hurt. Fucking table. I had one where I had 3 table flipping items. Brilliant. And the one that gives you gold wasn't even one of them. I've only had that item once. Alright, so Another thing that's completely arbitrary and bullshit is active items. You can carry 1 or 2, maybe 3 active items, but you can carry 10 guns. What? Why are active items restricted and guns aren't? I mean, obvious reasons are that they have... Wait, are there obvious reasons? I mean, so I guess some of them make sense. The ones that make you invulnerable, obviously those shouldn't be guns, but stuff like the Molotov cocktail, that might as well be a gun. There is even a gun that's a Molotov launcher, and that's exactly the same as the active item Molotov cocktail. The only difference is that the active item pointlessly sucks up one valuable slot for an item that could have done something important. Because you can always switch to the Molotov to the weapon, whatever you have, and then use that for one shot. It's practically like an active item, only that it's slightly more annoying to use because of controls. So I really don't understand why the active items are particularly limited. I would have thought a good way to handle this would be to have 5 slots and you can fill them with items and guns. But then again, I guess I don't want to limit too much. But then, if you can use the guns, why don't you... Well, I guess I'm just saying Molotov cocktails shouldn't be active items, they should be guns. Alright. Or at least it would make sense that way. Though it'd probably suck for the convict, because then she'd have 3 guns and not an active item. Even though I suppose for gameplay it'd be nice, because it would still play the same, but you could have another active item. So anyways, this game has the Doom syndrome, where you find 10 different guns and they all suck in a different way. You constantly have to switch between them, and you run out of ammo for one gun and then it's all full. And you don't even get to sell items a lot. Sometimes you do, but later on it's really rare to find a place where you can sell items. And if you find 2 active items, one of them is going to get stolen because you can't carry 2, even if you could carry them to the shop to have them sold. You can't do it because the fucking rat is going to steal them. I suppose I could try moving them inch by inch, maybe that would help, yeah, okay. But still, it's a stupid solution. Why can't I just carry more stuff? I mean, well, yeah, active items. Fuck the way they work. I suppose I shouldn't talk, because in Isaac you have active items too, but in Isaac the difference is that you don't have guns. You only have one fire mode, so it makes sense that you can only hold one item, and whatever items you have, whatever hats make your tiers better. Because you don't actually carry around a lot of stuff, you just consume the passives. Oh wait, anyways. Switching in guns is very uncomfortable. You press 1, 2, 3 and 4, those are fine. But then once you have more than 5 guns, I can't reach it with my short fingers. I guess it's not fair for me, but still, who's gonna press 8 without switching to it? And scrolling through 8 guns with your scroll wheel, that's fucking retarded. There needs to be a better feature for this. There needs to be a GTA-styled circle that you can press. You press middle mouse, and then you move your mouse in one direction, and then you have the gun you want, instead of the other 2 options that are in the game currently. And pressing Q and R is annoying too, because normally in a 3-dimensional shooter, you only press W when you move, because you look and then you move forward. Strafing is very rare and it's only to dodge. And that's why 3-dimensional shooters work very well with having the R, the E and the Q button used. But in a game where you want to move left and then reload, right, and then reload, you have to stop moving right for a second to reload. It's really stupid unless you click, but that doesn't... it only reloads when you click if you're empty. So yeah, if they had this gun wheel, I would love it. It would be such a good feature. You would just drag your middle mouse key for just a fraction of a second, you have the gun you want, because you have it wherever you want it, and you should be able to drag them around too, so you can have them where you want. So, and the more guns you have, it'll just fill up the gun wheel in a way that gives you more... You'll have enough control to find which gun you want, and it would be an optional feature that works with the game as it is, so it would be a no-brainer to add it. But there's a lot of vital features that I feel are missing from the game. Alright, so they have a lot of awesome guns. They have a sticky crossbow that shoots, and when you press reload, it explodes the crossbow bolts you've shot. That's pretty cool. Very unique design. And then there's a trick shooter that transforms into another gun when you press reload. And that's pretty cool. It goes from shotgun to revolver and back. It's amazing. I wish I would find it more often. Man, there's a lot of guns in this game. But the problem is that they don't play well. I mean, those examples play well, but the fact that they're in, they make the game less practical to play, because there's a lot of features that don't make sense until you know. For example, there's one item that increases your damage with every kill, but when you switch to another gun, you lose the bonus. Sounds brilliant, right? But what you don't see coming is that it's a really rare item that you get only very rarely, but then they don't actually have a feature that switches away from an empty gun to a non-empty gun in combat because of that feature, I'm assuming. Because if you had that then, it would remove that bonus. Well, you could have found ammunition and then retained the bonus, but you can't do that because, so essentially that's why they don't have that feature. They don't have a auto switch to a non-empty weapon because of that one item, I'm assuming. And that's fucking retarded, because I want it to switch to a non-empty weapon as soon as I run out. Fucking being in combat with no ammo is fucking annoying. I know I could scroll, but still. Yeah, I guess if I scroll it would still work, but it's just that one amazing item that you never get negatively impacts the controls. And I'm assuming the same, that there must be a gun that I might not have found yet that warrants the fact that there isn't an auto reload, not even an auto reload feature. But I don't understand why. If you have a gun that has one bullet and you fire that one bullet, it automatically reloads. But if you have a gun that has two bullets and you fire the last bullet, it doesn't reload. What kind of logic is that? I don't understand. And what's even more weird is the fact that if you hold down click, it shoots all your bullets. But then it doesn't reload unless you click again. Why is that? Can't you tell that I'm clicking? Reload the fucking gun when I'm holding down the mouse button. Stupid game. That's why automatic guns are really annoying to use, because you can't just hold them down and then expect them to reload. Unlike guns that have no clip and are automatic, they're great to use. Why would they make it? What do they have against guns with medium-sized clips? Why are those so fucked? So yeah, I definitely want an auto reload feature and an auto switch to not empty feature that you can disable and enable if you want, because there's no reason why this wouldn't be a feature. It's not going to massively make the game easier, and if it would, then it should be easier, because just the character not reloading automatically, that's not... It's enough to handle in this game. No reason for it to be this way. Alright, so these complaints get less and less important, but I still have a few, so here we go. Enemies that have a long gun are completely illogical, because they spawn the bullet at the end of the gun, and then the bullet travels very slowly. How is that possible? The bullet isn't at the end of the gun. That's not where the clip is. So essentially the bullet instantly travels to the end of the gun, but then slows down so that it's a slow bullet that you could easily dodge. Unless you're in front of that enemy, in which case you'll instantly get hit by that bullet that is spawned 10 meters in front of him. I think that's really weird about those AK wielding bullets, and the bullet ghosts as well a little bit. Another thing is that reward that you get for beating a level without taking damage. Your reward is more health. You didn't need that health you had? Well, now you have more health that you don't need. Brilliant. In Isaac, when you don't take damage, you get a chance to deal with the devil and trade your health in for something else, which makes a little bit more sense, but I guess neither make too much sense, and it's kind of annoying in a way that you get fucked if you just get hit slightly. Not very forgiving, which I'm not too fond of, but I guess one day I'll be great. One day I'll get all those achievements for not getting hit. I only get the level 1 achievement frequently. I've never gotten any other ones for those. Alright, so dodging bullets is weird, because they move so slowly that you can outrun them, which is already hilarious, because if they're so slow, then how do they deal damage to you? But more importantly, it's a lot about patience, because you have to wait for slow bullets to slowly pass you by, and that's annoying. So what I would suggest for that would be that they would have bullets that start out to be slow, but then they speed up gradually, so that way you have to react fast, but you don't get blindsided by bullets that spawn right in front of you. So I think they should just start the way they are now and then get faster. I think that would be good, because well, I might be wrong. It might not be a perfect fit for this game, but I think that would be an interesting idea that should be tested. But I guess this point is not very strong. Alright, now here's a point that is very strong. The map always zooms in when you enter a new floor. Why? I'm not an old man needing reading glasses. I mean, I have regular glasses, but they work for all distances. I don't need it to be fucking massive. I don't need to see a massive map. What I want is a map that shows the entire floor, without having to zoom out every single time I use the map, or I enter a new floor, I guess. It's inconvenient. Make it so it shows the whole map. God damn it. Alright, last point. Why all the characters except for the Marine so inaccurate? How is that? Was that really the only way that you could have made the Marine any good, is by making all the other characters completely shit? Completely bumbling fools that can't hit anything that's further than 3 meters away. What the hell? The enemies have nearly infinite accuracy, right? Why are you so shit? Why are the characters so shit? Oh well. So, I made a lot more videos where I'm playing Enter the Gungeon, and you can check them out in this playlist. I got them unlisted because I don't want to spam the channel with Enter the Gungeon Let's Plays, but there should be about 5 of them that you can watch right now if you want more content. If not, then just stay tuned for my other videos that are more entertaining than just infinite Enter the Gungeon Let's Plays. But I'll eventually do good ones that one day I'll make the perfect video where I actually get really far and beat the game. It'll be great, but I played many times and I've never achieved such a thing. Can't wait to see what happens. Probably gonna be some bullshit. What's with the bullet that kills the past? I bet that's gonna be really annoying to use. And it's so expensive to buy. Oh, I can feel that this game's gonna be really stupid in the end. Alright, subscribe for more rants. Goodbye.